do you do when you're craving a bar of chocolate, but also a baked treat? For those of us who live in Dubai, we go to one place, and that's Traybae. Today, On Point is joined by Emily Roberts, who's an entrepreneur responsible for keeping our sweet tooth satisfied. Emily, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. What is Traybae? I know what Traybae is. I'm going to dig in soon, but can you tell those watching what Traybae is?
Of course. So, Traybae, it is a tray, obviously it's a tray. What it is, it's a tray bake. So, a tray bake is very simple. It is what it says on the tin. It is a bake in a tray. They're all in the same dimension, all chocolate based. My menu consists of 6 products, all white chocolate or milk chocolate, basically the perfect sweet treat. Available on Deliveroo and through our website. Also have B2B relations as well. So
business
perfect
to business.
Yeah, always.
Perfect. What is your favourite?
I get this question a lot. And it does depend on the month. This month it's caramel crispy.
Okay.
Purely because I can eat 4 in one.
What,
sitting.
4 individual?
4. It's
wow.
Once you start, you don't stop
don't
kind of
stop,
situation. Yeah, and it's like the right amount of sweetness. It's not too much.
So today,
dun, 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 dun.
This is one of my favourites. It's the, I don't know if I get the name right,
Malteser slice.
Malteser slice. For those who haven't seen it, here it is. And also like the cookie.
The cookie bar.
Cookie bar.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really nice.
No, honestly, when I started the brand, it was something that I spent a lot of time doing the recipe development.
Did you have some kind of creations that weren't as delicious as the ones that?
So it was interesting. So I kind of had like a vision that I wanted to do like the base of like a brownie, a blondie, and I really did want to have like a Malteser slice and the caramel crispy. The Malteser slice and the caramel crispy are like the ones that I grew up on.
Okay.
Like my mum made them for me. But I actually tried her recipe to implement it in the business, and I'm sorry, Mum, it didn't work for me. You know, I had to tweak it, make it more chocolate based, and did a lot of tweaks to kind of make it my own. But it was definitely kind of pulling those nostalgic elements for myself, but also the customers. You know, for example, the jammy dodger element of the blondie. I mean, there's not many people that know what jammy dodgers are, but us from the UK,
we know.
We grew up on those things, especially in like my lunchbox and that kind of thing. So that was a key element that I wanted to focus on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the fact that when you highlight that it didn't always go to plan straight away, and that there was a bit of trial and error. Mm-hmm. And I think people need to understand whenever you're starting anything, be prepared to kind of fail. But as long as you're learning in the process, it's not really failure, it's just learning.
Exactly.
And that's what you've done. I mean, you touched on your mum. Is your mum the inspiration between Traybae? Why did you start it? Why did you begin this delicious business? I think
when it kind of became an idea to be a business, funny story, a close friend said, can you bake me a blondie and I'll pay you? Because I'm known between my friends as the baker, and I've always been that. It's been in my family, basically. And I said, you're not paying me, you're my friend, so you're not paying me. So I made him friends, like, oh my God, this needs to be a business. There's no tray bake business in Dubai. They're all over the UK, like, why isn't there? And I was like, do you know what, you actually have a point. So that's kind of where the initial inception happened. And I guess my passion for baking has always been there. You know, like I said just before about my mum, it's something that I grew up doing. When I was 16, I actually went to culinary school for an open day.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, I went for an open day, and the guy who was like the course leader at the college took one look at me and went, are you sure, like, you want to be a chef? And I was like, well, yeah, of course I want to be a chef. At 16, and he was like, it's unsociable, you won't have any friends, it's hardworking, and like completely talked me out of it. And I was like, and when you're 16, I mean, the fact that people make career decisions at that age anyway, like, baffles me. But crazy. I was like, oh, maybe I don't. Oh. And it was kind of something that was put to the back of my mind. And then obviously my full-time job is I'm a recruiter and I specialise in F&B. So it's just kind of something that has always been in me.
Yeah.
I think when we look at inspiration, I think I'm surrounded daily by successful people in the F&B industry. So they're like pillars to me in terms of like goals, right? But then, yeah, of course, my mum will always be that inspiration, and my grandmother. You know, they're both staples in my childhood for baking and things. So yeah.
Gave you jammy dodgers in your packed lunchbox.
Literally, just give me diabetes.
So what are you most proud of?
What am I most proud of? So I've been operating, on Deliveroo and everything like that for a year. And my first year, I was nominated for 3 awards, which was something that I never ever thought would happen. I was nominated for Deliveroo, Caterer, and F&B Leaders, which was just an outstanding achievement in itself. I mean, I didn't win, but I think sometimes it's not about winning. Just even being nominated was, just an amazing kind of achievement for me. I think as I'm going into year 2 now, it's like I'd love to win one. So that's a goal for sure. And obviously, when we look at goals, you have several as a business owner, right? But that's definitely one for next year. It's on the list.
Okay. Well, congratulations on that, and just the recognition and the growth I've seen in the short period that I've been following you.
Yeah.
It's been outstanding. So,
thank you.
Well done.
Oh, amazing.
So obviously, there's others who have ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe when they were 16, they had a dream and someone talked them out of it as well. What would you say to those who kind of, thinking about doing something but they don't really know how to start? Mm-hmm. What advice would you give them?
Yeah, I think for sure, like anything, you need to be passionate about it. I think if you're going to invest, in my case, it's my spare time. If you're going to invest your spare time into it, you have to love it. And if you don't, maybe not do it for now. Make sure it is something you're passionate about, because when it is a side hustle, it takes up a lot of your personal time and everything else, right? I think for me, where I was at with mine, what I made sure I did was I assessed the scalability of it, because the F&B industry is very saturated. Like, there's a lot of businesses in there, but for me, I found an area where there wasn't specialisation, i.e. Traybae, because there's a lot of cookie brands that do cookies and brownies and blondies.
Donuts.
Yeah, and there's a lot of like sweet treats, there's a lot of dessert brands here, but not specific Traybaes. And I think that's where I made sure that was. And I think I did a lot of consumer research and understanding as well. And I think, studying the industry, and because I work in it full time, it is accessible for me to be able to do that. And a tip is be receptive to feedback. Because when I went through starting this, just from my house in terms of like recipe development, there was a lot of criticism, critiques to get it right. But you need that, because especially in my business, you need repeat customers. So you have to make a product that is repetitive in terms of people that want it. Yeah, because I think in the F&B industry, if your product's not good, then you won't be successful, unfortunately, because it is so saturated.
It's so competitive.
Yeah. So it's dense, you have to be pillars. And I think, for example, there's 70 burger joints, but there's only a few that do it well. So it's kind of similar.
What is your favourite burger joint?
It has to be pickle.
Pickle's my favourite.
It has to be.
Do you go for the cheeseburger?
Do you know what I like the Caesar Sando? You had that one?
I had that, no.
Okay, come back to me.
All right, let's do it. Episode 2, follow up on this.
Pickle review, for sure. It has to be.
So you talk about being receptive to feedback.
Yeah.
And I guess that is challenging. Was there a time that you kind of gave up, or gave up several times? I mean, what keeps you going? What makes you wake up and still make Traybae what it is?
Yeah, I think for me, my end goal is to be successful. And if you ask me what successful is to myself, I don't think I ever have a limit, to be honest, because I'm like that in my day-to-day life as well. Like, I constantly strive to be successful. But I think when I look back at times where I've been really tested, there'll be things that you'll probably laugh at, but I'll explain. There's a time where I was going from home to commercial, so you're changing recipes, you're changing ovens. There's a lot of things that you just maybe wouldn't even think. Like, I naively thought it wouldn't be an issue. I just thought it would copy and paste quite easily. It took me about 3 weeks to be able to finalise the blondie recipe. But in between that time, I recall a very big mental breakdown about the blondies not working.
Okay.
And my partner at the time going, it's a blondie. I'm like, but it's my business. Yeah. So I've been tested a lot in that sense, and kind of the recipe side. And I think other challenges I've faced is getting out there. I think sometimes that can be challenging in itself. So I think working with the right influencers, and I now have a PR and marketing agency, which have helped me a lot in terms of the PR side. I kind of naively thought that wouldn't really be needed, which again, as a new business, my first business, so there's a lot of things of like learning as you go, in a sense. But again, that's when the industry support that I have has helped me, because I'm not afraid to say, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah,
or can someone help me? Can someone coach me? Because you're surrounded by people that have a wealth of knowledge, and you should never be against, or you should always be receptive to knowledge and, of course, feedback. Because some of them are like, why are you running it like this? And I'm like, correct.
I don't know.
Yeah, I can't answer that question. But yeah, that's kind of how you become better, right?
Okay.
Yeah, because I didn't go to university. I'm a university dropout. I moved to Dubai at 18, but I've been where I am from learning as I go, and that's kind of how I've got to where I am, and I do well in that way. Because people ask me, like, would you go back to university now? I don't know if I could.
Yeah.
I don't know if
you need to.
No, that's the thing, and it's like, you know, the fundamentals of having a bachelor's degree or an MBA and all these things are amazing, but for me, the amount of learning 8 years in Dubai and being in like sort of the professional path that I have I've never learned those kind of things at uni.
No,
So,
you just get the theory. I always say before the theory there's practical.
Exactly.
There's someone who's doing it before they wrote how to do it.
Yeah.
So I guess you're in that bracket of someone who's just doing it and learning and growing as you go along.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I think there is things that I can be better at and I want to be better at, so I probably will turn to the academic route. For example, accounting, Excel, these kind of things are gobbledygook to me. But there are things where I probably would look at investing in that side of things. So I think you should always be open to bettering yourself, and whether that is academically or taking feedback, you know. Either way, you're bettering yourself, right?
Yeah.
So you can ask.
And I think the proof is in the Traybae.
Yeah.
I'm going to have one now,
Oh, are
actually,
you?
as we conclude.
Okay.
So thank you very much for starting this delicious business. Thank you for coming on.
No, thanks for having me.
I look forward to seeing the continued rise of
Yeah.
Emily Roberts
Oh, I hope
and
so.
Traybae.
Yeah.
So thank you.
No, thank you.
And I just want to say to everyone else, thank you very much for watching. Continue to like, comment and share all On.Point episodes. And yeah, see you soon. Come on, you go first.
Okay, right.
Ladies first.
I think we have to do a cheers though.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, cheers.
Let's see who can eat this the quickest.
Oh my gosh, no, wait.
Wait. No, you win.
Don't trust him.
Alright.
Oh, what? You being an actor?
No, no.
You are ready.
Yes, it's Friday. So I'm allowed to.
It's Friday then.
Okay, yeah, I'm ready. So let's go through it.
I love how he's just like.
You ready?
You can eat one.
Yeah. So I've got it. Got some water there as well if I need to. You need to stop laughing so I can do it.
Okay, sorry. Okay, I'll just sit here.